Okay students, so we are going to talk about how do you simplify trigonometric expressions. Okay, the first question we have is secant x minus tan x. Okay, always remember whenever you have expression in the form of cosecant, secant or tan x, you have to change into sine and cos form. Now look at this one, cosecant x and secant x. We know the identity that cosecant x is equals to 1 over sine x and secant x is equals to 1 over cos x. It's an identity. Okay. Now identity for tan x is tan x equals to sine x over cos x. Alright, now I will use these three identities in the given expression and then we will use algebraic techniques to simplify our question. Cos x minus tan x is sine x over cos x. Okay, this is our second expression. Now we will combine these one and we are going to have 1 over sine x cos x minus sine x over cos x. Now look, what do you see? Now we have two fractions, and whenever we are going to simplify two fractions, you have to make same denominators. To make same denominators, I'm going to multiply this expression with sine x and you will also divide with this one. Now the next step is going to be 1 over sine x cos x minus this will become sine squared x over sine x cos x. Okay, once the denominators are same, you can combine them and simplify the numerator. It's going to be 1 minus sine squared x. Now here is a Pythagorean identity. Sine squared x plus cos squared x equals to 1. If I will rearrange this identity, I can get cos squared x equals to 1 minus sine squared x. Now look, what do we have in numerator? We have 1 minus sine squared x is equal to cos squared x according to this identity. So I will use this identity into the given expression and it's going to be cos squared x over sine x cos x. Okay, now in numerator we have cos squared x, in denominator we have cos x. We can cancel them out and we will left with cos x over sine x. Okay, and there is another identity that cot x is equals to cos x over sine x. So I will change this expression, the current expression, into cot x, and this is our final simplified form of the given expression. Alright, let's talk about this question. Don't forget the same identities that we used in the previous question. You can see that cosecant x is equals to 1 over sine x. Cos x, do not change cos x because cos x is already in simple form. Then we will apply identity on cot x. Okay, now cosecant x is 1 over sine x minus, I will keep cos x, cot x identity is cos x over sin x. Okay, I'm just going to rearrange this expression, and it's going to be 1 over sin x minus cos x times cos x will become cos squared x over sin x. Now look, what do you have? You have two fractions. Okay, and again reminding you a concept: whenever you have two fractions, you will check if the denominators are same or not. In this expressions, the denominator is same, so what do? You will just combine them, and it's going to be 1 minus cos squared x over sin x. Okay, now again, numerator, you can see that you can apply this identity to simplify it further. Sin x plus cos x is equals to 1. Let's rearrange this identity, and it's going to be sin squared x equals to 1 minus cos squared x. Okay, I will use this identity in numerator, and it's going to be sin squared x over sin x. Now in numerator you have sin squared x, in denominator we have sin x. They will cancel out each other, and you will left with sin x. Okay, and this is the simplified form of the given expression. Alright, now we have this expression secant x cot x minus sin x. Now look, again secant x I am going to change into sine or cos form. It's going to be 1 over cos x. Don't forget those identities. Cot x will change into cos x over sin x minus sin x. Don't use any identity, just keep it same. Okay, now look at this one. You have 1 over cos x times cos x over sin x. There is no addition or subtraction sign between these two expressions. So what do? You can cancel out cos x with cos x. Now you are left with 1 minus sin x minus sin x. Okay, now we have fraction 1 over sin x minus sin x. If nothing is down there, you can write it on sin x over 1. Okay, if any expression is written and there is no fraction in it, you can say that it's divided by 1. Now what am I going to do in this one? Again, I will simplify these two fractions. I'm going to multiply this expression with sin x to make same denominators. Okay, and it's going to be 1 over sin x minus sin squared x over sin x. You can see that these two fractions have same denominator, and the next step is going to be 1 minus sin squared x over sin x. By solving two examples before, you can now figure out or understand this expression, that what is this going to be. Here you are going to use Pythagorean identity, the one I'm writing right here. Sin squared x cos squared x equals to 1, and then cos squared x is equals to 1 minus sin squared x. I'm going to replace with this one right here, and then it's going to be cos squared x over sin x. This expression I'm just going to split into two parts, and it's going to be cos x times cos x over sin x. Now look, what is this cos x over sin x? cos x over sin x is cot x, and then just keep it cos x. Now this is our simplified form of the given expression.